What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2016 Mobile Career Mode. And today we have race number 6 in Season 3 at the Monaco Grand Prix. If you missed the previous race at the Russian Grand Prix, then my god, go and watch it before you see this one. There's a bit of gameplay on screen now. As you can see, the safety car was deployed, and I'm going to give you a chance to look away now if you haven't seen it. Do that now, because I'm going to spoil it. So, spoiler alert, you have been warned. Basically, we had the biggest podium, the biggest shock podium ever, with Esteban Gutierrez winning a race in the Haas and Sergio Perez P2. It was a Mexican driver 1-2. So surely we can't see anything quite as crazy as that in Monaco.
It's race day here in Monaco, and a circuit that requires real driver skill as well as concentration. Last night the Monte Carlo streets were full of revellers. Today they're cleared and ready for racing.
So as you all can see, qualifying was a bit of a struggle for me. I actually hit the wall on my one flying lap because I do 1 lap 3 rounds qualifying. So unfortunately that only puts me down in P8 ahead of the Monaco Grand Prix. Very disappointed with myself, considering I go very well at this circuit, I would hope. Thankfully though, my teammate Raikkonen's up on the front row, so if he can try and bring some good points home for the team, that would be ideal, as we are now revving up to 5 red lights, and we are underway in Monte Carlo with lots of wheel spin at the start. Despite max revs, I've already lost a place to Nico Hülkenberg. It's a very short run into Sainz Devots. You can see a Williams almost lifted up into the air there. That was Valtteri Bottas as we head up the hill, and they're going 3 wide between Perez, Ricciardo and Bottas. Hülkenberg sitting behind. I'm just trying not to make contact with any of these guys and get any damage of any sort, because it's so easy to do around Monaco. Nevertheless, I'm trying to make places back round the casino. We go around the outside of Hülkenberg. I'm now going wheel to wheel with Daniel Ricciardo into Massenet. Hülkenberg tries to go up the inside. I have to leave a bit of space, but in the end I'm going to turn defence into attack and sneak straight back up the inside of the Honey Badger. There we go at the Grand Hotel hairpin. Ricciardo's still there on the inside. I have to leave some room for the Australian to work with there. However, thankfully we get that move done, and we're now back into P7. So we're 1 place up on where we started. This is now lap 2, and I've now caught up to Valtteri Bottas, and I'm going to do a carbon copy of the move I did on lap 1 and just slot straight up the inside there. So that was a relatively nice move. Next up, Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. Good to see we're already making good progress and light work of some of these runners as we cut to a few corners later through to back, and I'm looking to absolutely send it on Perez at the swimming pool, and Verstappen, we're going to try and go around the outside. The Red Bull's really squeezing us into the wall. We go for the Raskas dive bomb. In the end, I get my elbows out in return. It was a very, very scrappy move. There was quite a bit of contact, but thankfully I just about got the elbows out. Maybe a bit over aggressive, but we've got the move done into P4, and now the safety car's been deployed. I was just minding my own business because it was so unexpected, and now on lap number 7, out of nowhere, the safety car's deployed. Obviously I missed the sign for it, and you can clearly see it's a Mercedes up the road. It's Lewis Hamilton, who is out of the Grand Prix. I can inform you, it is the British driver for the 3rd time in 6 races triggering a safety car because he's failing to see the checkered flag. I've no idea what's going on with him this season. He seemed invincible in season 1, and now he can't even finish a race. This is absolutely incredible. And now, to be honest, my target for the rest of this race, I'm going to let you know, is to stick very close to my teammate, because now that Mercedes have already lost a car, now we can basically try and get 2 cars on the podium, which is going to really help us in our battle against Mercedes in the Constructors, because obviously I want to win the Constructors Championship. I kind of just lost the throttle pedal there coming out of the hairpin, I don't know why. But yeah, as I was saying, if I can stop Raikkonen from randomly falling far down the order, then we can get some really big points here today. So that's basically, I'm going to sacrifice my race and sit directly behind my teammate to make sure Kimi gets good points for his championship. as well as me getting decent points for mine. Anyway, moving on to my one and only scheduled pit stop for this race, 2.1 seconds, it was a good one, and onto the super soft tyres. You can see the pit limiter is really screwing me over here, and there goes Max Verstappen, who actually pitted on the previous lap for an undercut attempt, and look at that, that's worked absolute wonders for the Red Bull driver. So I've got to do my best and chase after him as quickly as I can, because I also need to make sure that Kimi is still in front of me after his pit stop. There's Ricciardo, who was in P7, and now here's Raikkonen just in front of me, so both of us have lost the position. I'm now literally just going to be as conservative as possible and be the best teammate as I can. I already have a big lead in the Drivers' Championship, so I can basically sacrifice this race to help my teammate, to think of the team and our constructors bid, because we can get lots of points. Every point is going to count if we are actually going to do the impossible and try and beat Mercedes, as Raikkonen just brake tests me there into the hairpin, as I've got all crossed up there and I nearly ran straight into the wall and lost my front wing. So that was a bit of a hairy moment. Now into lap 13 through to back, we've got Sergio Perez. Raikkonen, for some reason, is driving incredibly slowly and very erratically. He's very, very unpredictable driving style, particularly on this second stint. I never noticed this problem on the first stint. As he hits the wall there into Raskas, that's really going to screw me over, and that could leave me vulnerable to Perez as we go down the pit straight. Perez might have a little look there, but the proximity arrow is fading, which means that it looks like I'm going to keep the position. So I can just keep doing what I'm doing. The German Minister of Defence is what I'm being employed as today. Lap 17, we've both been biffed up a place because Verstappen is on a two-stop. Verstappen pitted again and only rejoined just at the back of this queue of cars. As you can see on the mini-map, I've run into the back of Kimi there because he's brake tested me again. I said he's driving incredibly strangely. I don't know why, but I'm still resisting the temptation to blast past and overtake him. Now the penultimate lap of the race, the proximity arrow was up because I've just overtaken the lap car of Ricciardo, who's in P6. Perez got past me on the pit straight. He's now just immediately got past Raikkonen, which isn't great. So I told you Raikkonen was driving dangerously and erratically and very slowly, and look at that, it's just cost us a position. The yellow flag's out. I don't know what's happened here. We're now coming to start the final lap. There's been a crash between Alonso and Perez. That screwed him over, and now I'm going to get a great chance to get up into P2. We're now starting the final lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. Bottas is there, there's a lap car. There's a Red Bull following me, which is Daniel Ricciardo, who's in P6, but who's a lap down, so I've no idea how that's worked. But yeah, after all that, we're going to finish P2 in this Grand Prix. But someone who's had no competition today is Nico Rosberg. Despite the loss of Lewis Hamilton, Rosberg has coolly run round to the checkered flag with absolutely no threats whatsoever to take, I believe, only his second win of the season, because I think Rosberg won in Malaysia. Anyway, I've now been unleashed because of that crash. Perez unfortunately remained ahead of Raikkonen, so I did my best to try and help the team, but we are still going to outscore Mercedes by 5 points today, which is great. We just need to make sure we can maximise it as much as we can every time a car loses a race. But still, P8 to P2 is not a bad drive at all in Monaco, especially when I played the team game for most of the race and took that upon myself. So I'm pretty pleased with that today. There are the final results from the Monaco Grand Prix. Rosberg wins by 32 seconds ahead of myself. Perez unfortunately just pips my teammate Kimi Raikkonen. Then it's a 5-6 for Red Bull, a great result for them this season considering they've been doing really well in qualifying but for some reason so bad in the race. Possibly down to that glitch that I was talking about earlier. So that's very interesting. Button in the points as well, along with Palmer, Wehrlein and Gutierrez, the race winner from Sochi. And it was, of course, Lewis Hamilton, the sole car to retire, which triggered the safety car. So now, in the Drivers' Championship, we've still got a 58-point lead. We're still miles ahead. But look at Sergio Perez, man. He's doing insanely well for Force India. That big points haul for Red Bull today has massively propelled both their drivers into the top 10. But Lewis Hamilton is only in P12. What on earth am I witnessing? And this is like, next race is Canada, and that's nearly halfway through the season. Look how close it is this season. Renault, who are currently the worst constructor, already have 21 points. As for today, we've extended our lead by 5 points over Mercedes today in the constructors. Looks like we outscored them by 5 points. So that's a great result for us as well, because that means hopefully we're going to get closer to winning the constructors, which I think we can do already. We just need to keep scoring, and I need to be trying to help my teammate out as much as I can to get him to score. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Let's get to 500 subscribers. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord server. Both links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.